Hello everyone. So last video we understood how to do the login on virtual lab site. Today we will learn how to perform one experiment through virtual lab. So first you need to go to the page for the login. So for microwave engineering, the virtual lab site takes us to the IIT Kanpur virtual lab. There you have to log in with the details explained in the last video. So as we have already understood how to do the registration, today we will just do the login. Once you do the login, you have to go to the list of simulation experiment under the head of this virtual lab of IIT Kanpur, which is having all the RF and microwave characterization lab experiments. So suppose we want to understand the first experiment, which is about study of field pattern of various modes inside a rectangular waveguide. So all you need to do to click that list of experiment or whichever experiment you want to perform. So say I have chosen this. Now to perform this, first we need to understand what are things are there inside this experiment. So as we all know, the rectangular waveguide has some dimensions and length and breadth. So that has to be known to get the idea of how the field pattern would be for various modes of that rectangular waveguide. So this is the experiment. Now in detail you can have an idea about through this theory which is presented here. Okay. Now for the procedures you have to go to this procedure head. Under that you will find this two links which you need to download. So in the previous video also we have learned that we have to install this runtime engine and we have to download that particular experiment which we want to perform. So as I have already installed runtime engine, I won't be doing it. So we will just directly download this experiment and we will run. So this is how the the file will open up in front of you. What you have to do, you have to see what all parameters are required to perform this experiment. So obviously first detail which we require is the frequency on at which we want to get an idea of field patterns. Then type of mode can be TE or TM. Then what kind of pattern you want to see in the output, electric field, magnetic field or surface current. There is also a provision of providing M and N values for that particular mode. So say by default it is showing some 10 gigahertz frequency. So if you want to perform on the same, you can go ahead, or else you can modify according to your need. So there is a cursor there, a button to change, increase or decrease the frequency, or else you can type it also to do the experiment. So say I want to perform at 8 gigahertz and I want to see the TE mode an electric field for that, and I have decided for the M and N value of 1 and 0, which is the dominant mode of TE. So I will, once I have chosen all the selected options, I will go to this arrow which is there to run the experiment. Once you click that, you will be able to see the pattern in three planes: XY, XZ, YZ plane for a rectangular waveguide. Okay. So as I have chosen 1 0, so you all can see 1 0 means only there is one variation along the A, not along the B. Similarly, you can change the value of N to see the changes. And once you do any changes in the inputs, you have to again run that. So as you can see now I have changed the value of M and N and the patterns have changed. And rest other two planes which are there, they are just the side and top views of the same. So this XY plane could be understood in detail. So and other two planes can be considered the top and side view of the same. So this is the electric field which we have learned. Similarly, if you wish to see magnetic field, you can choose that and just click again the run button, and you will be able to see the magnetic field which is getting generated with respect to this frequency, that particular mode which you are selecting. Correct? So 1 1 means there are variations along X as well as along Y, and the two only ones. If you go on increasing the M and N value, the field pattern, the number of times the pattern will be changing. So as you all can see the difference. So this is how we have learned about the field patterns of rectangular waveguide. For further clarification, you can just go on changing the inputs and the pattern which you want to see and understand the concept.